Good morning. It's been, I think, 6 months since I have made a vlog like this. And I don't know, it was a very busy time period. And I just didn't feel like vlogging was, especially like gym vlogging, was something that I wanted to do. I We're in like the middle of our boys volleyball season. I was doing a lot of like film watching until 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. and kind of getting used to my first year as a head coach of a sport. And it was just something that I really wanted to focus in on that. And I felt like the vlogs were going to, it's just another thing. And I didn't want those things to, or the vlog stuff to take away from the efforts that I was putting towards um, my responsibilities as a head coach. And not that those really ever end, because I mean, you never really stop head coach stuff. We have our camp this week, but outside of season, it's just a little bit more doable to stay consistent with the vlogs. And not only the vlogs, but the training as well. Um, and so, yeah, look a little bit different than I did when we cut off 6 months ago. I would say 6 months ago, I was creeping up on 240 pounds body weight. And now we're sitting kind of in the realm of like 225. And so lost about 15 pounds. And that was pretty intentional, I would say. I it just wanted to be in a little bit better like cardio shape, a little bit better, just keeping my fitness levels higher. And so my workouts during the season didn't get to work out as much, but when I would work out, there was some conditioning, did some running, some higher rep bodybuilding, just a lot of more like dumbbell movements, which honestly, when I got back to Olympic weightlifting, I felt like my fitness level was higher and has been helpful for kind of getting back into this stuff. That being said, the weights themselves, like my maximum weights, so I think when I left off 6 months ago would have been like February. My best snatch at that time would have been 125 kilos or 275 pounds off the floor, and I hit 127 kilos, 280 pounds off of blocks. And so, I mean, my snatch was up there with some of my best all time, and I was at a lighter body weight. Clean and jerk, I believe it was 157 kilos, 345 pounds. And that is 13 kilos under my best, because my best is 374 pounds or 170 kilos. And I cleaned 365. So, I mean, when I had hit those numbers prior, I was probably 250 pounds body weight. And yeah, so I mean, I wasn't too far off, especially for getting a little bit older, being 31 now. But I just had really good training. I was running Dylan Cooper's Dozer weightlifting program. That is a great program. I didn't stop it because I don't like Dylan. I didn't stop it because I didn't like the program. I loved both of those things. Like, they were great. Dylan's coaching was great. programming was excellent. I just didn't have the capacity at the time to do it. And that happens. Especially, that's something that I've learned with being a dad of two and trying to train hard. Those things happen, and you just kind of got to deal with them. And now, training hard. Another thing, as a lot of you guys know, I play a lot of volleyball. Volleyball is like my favorite sport. And so there was a big tournament that I didn't go into as lean last time. I had a little bit too high body fat percentage last year. And so I wanted to go into that tournament a little bit leaner this year. I did go into that tournament a bit leaner, and I felt like my performance was better because I was able to cramp less. I was able to play for longer into the day at a higher level, and I was really, really happy with how I performed this year. So just kind of taking those tasks of life and adjusting my training, adjusting my diet to those things that I want to be successful in. And so now that big tournament's out of the way, and I'm going to work on bulking up, which is surprisingly difficult right now. I think my appetite kind of adjusted to eating a bit less, still keeping protein high as always, but eating a little bit less so that I could stay leaner. And now that adjustment is getting to be a little bit difficult, trying to pack on the calories. And for those of you that are parents, I think one of the more difficult things about putting on weight is simply the time to cook and eat all of that food with children and not being a degenerate parent per se. I think I'm doing a better job with that. I think the bulk is going to have to be a little bit slower just because I don't have all this time in the day to work, spend time with my kids. Like yesterday, we played outside. We went for a walk and went to the park for 2 hours. And so, and that was it was the best time ever. We had a great day yesterday, and I would never trade that for anything. And so it's adjusting my goals and my plans to the lifestyle that I want to live, and that lifestyle being someone who's a super involved parent. And having a good influence on my kids. But now the Olympic categories are changed, and for those of you that have been following my lifting for a while, you know that a majority of my competitions have been in the heavyweight class. That initially started with the 105 kilo class when I first got into weightlifting, and that was for Americans, that is 231 pounds. Then the weight class is adjusted to the 109 kilo class, and I competed there, and that class is 239 pounds and under. And now the 110 kilo class for heavyweights was announced earlier this summer, and that is 242 pounds. And so maybe the most enticing thing about getting back into competing is that this 110 class could not be better for my body type. Thinking about 242, it would allow me to train at a training weight of like 245 pounds to 250 pounds and make an easy cut down to 242. Honestly, I might not even really need to cut that much, maybe just like miss one meal and be good to compete at that weight. So that is super enticing. I think the 110s is a class that I could find a ton of success at. And so still on the hunt for a 300-pound snatch, still on the hunt for a 400-pound clean and jerk, and still on the hunt for the infamous 600-pound back squat. So with those goals, just a reminder of kind of my all-time bests. I have snatched 286 in pounds. I have clean and jerked 375 pounds. and I have back squatted 550 pounds. The deadlift, I don't know if I will ever beat my best deadlift. Best deadlift was 616 pounds, and that was when I was weighing 265 pounds body weight, and deadlifting has become less important to my training. I'm not tied to it as much. But, I mean, hey, if I have a random like pull for fun day, like a Sunday fun day, and I hit 620, 630, 640, great. But also recognizing that deadlift of any lift is the one that takes the most out of my training, and knowing that I'm 31 now and I'm just not going to recover as well from those heavy bouts of deadlifting. So I have a training partner now. My volleyball assistant coach, Claire, has been consistently coming and training with me. And she is super into the Olympic lifts and wants to get into them more. And so that's also been super motivating to want to stay consistent with training, knowing that like I'm not the only one doing snatch and clean and jerk in the gym. And so a lot of things are going right in my situation right now to find some success. With that said, I need to be diligent and disciplined with the diet to find success there, to be able to like pack on that necessary body weight to find success in growing into the 110 kilo body weight class. So we're going to do some light snatches today, and then we're really going to push the clean and jerk today. And then, also my bench has always just straight up sucked. It's my worst lift by hands down, and so I'm trying to do a better job training bench, and it's actually helped my stability in the snatch, which has been a surprising little thing about training bench more. And so normally I would go snatch, clean and jerk, and then squat almost every day, but I'm trying to mix in some more bench days, so we're going to bench a little bit after snatch and clean and jerk. So where this video cuts off, we're going to get into my warm-up sets, and yeah, we'll see what we can put together today. I think a successful day today would be a 138 kilo or 305 pound clean and jerk, but we'll see what happens. I had a ton of carbs yesterday. We'll see if that has a positive effect, and just kind of taking what the day gives us. So I hope you guys have an excellent day. Make sure you get your training in. And as always, make sure that you find someone that you can say something or do something just to make their day a little bit more positive and a little bit better. I will see you guys in the next vlog after we get into this training. Peace.